ASUS is one of the leading laptop manufacturers as of right now, and their ASUS VivoBook is an interesting addition to their budget laptops due to the OLED screen that it provides. In this video, we will be discussing the specs and performance of the ASUS VivoBook for you to ultimately decide if the budget laptop is worth taking a look at. Also, details about the products we speak about will be linked down in the description. Design-wise, the S15 is another one of ASUS's consistently attractive laptops, which are among the most attractive on the market. The S15 is incredibly stylish, angular and tiny, measuring 359 by 229 by 17.9 mm and weighing only 1.7 kilograms. This is impressive, especially for a laptop that isn't advertised as being ultralight. The LG Gramme 17 and Acer Swift X are both extremely light laptops, but the Vivobook S15 is sturdy and stiff. The lid has a metal skin, so even when twisted, it doesn't bend significantly. The laptop comes with a range of ports from ASUS. Even though they may be completely filled on one side, it's good that a good selection has been offered. The majority of the ports are on the right side, and ASUS has included two USB-A, a headphone jack, and a USB-C in addition to a full-size HDMI out. There is a single USB-A on the left. It's nice to have the larger historical USB connector here, but a second USB-C port would have been useful too, given how common it is now. Moving on to the display of the VivoBook, on paper, the OLED's display is a mixed bag. Although it has an amazing OLED panel, it can only display full HD content. The numbers don't seem to add up. Even though the screen is 1080p, it offers the near-perfect black depths and wonderful contrast that we've come to expect from an OLED, especially at its brightest. The is a suitable laptop for more color-sensitive tasks like video and photo editing because it not only offers vibrant colors, but also beautifully accurate ones, with ASUS covering 100% of both the popular sRGB color space and the DCI-P3 space as well. Considering ASUS's reported top of 500 nits, a peak brightness statistic of 360 nits isn't the most spectacular, but that's probably more of an issue with OLEDs in general than it is with other panel types. Its downward firing speakers produced a respectable overall sound during testing that was significantly more robust than most other sets of laptop speakers I've evaluated. The fact that ASUS has included both a dedicated smart amp for greater audio quality and Dolby Atmos capability if you want a little more immersion is also noteworthy. On to the performance it provides, ASUS has included an Intel Core i7-13700H processor, which has 14 cores and 20 threads with this laptop. This is, to put it mildly, an absurd quantity, and it makes the Vivobook S15 OLED a real powerhouse, both in benchmark testing and in actual use. Due to the H-series chip installed, it showed impressive results that kept up with the Acer Swift Go 14's specifications, and like the Acer, outperformed several thin and light versions. This might handle heavier workloads, as demonstrated by a 3D Mark Time spy run on this laptop. The productivity performance of the Vivobook was impressive, with some particularly quick performance while opening a ton of Chrome tabs for both work and pleasure. Additionally, it was relatively calm. The Arc A350M gives the Asus a competitive advantage over its main Acer rival, allowing you to theoretically run some low-demand games and dabble in light creative work, even though that isn't what this laptop is intended for. The addition of a 120Hz refresh rate on the display may also imply that you might play video games on this OLED VivoBook, although its primary purpose is to just provide smoother motion for more everyday chores rather than for performance in actual games. A 512GB SSD has been added, which is helpful for providing some adequate storage space. It is also a quite rapid SSD with read speeds of 4,317 megabytes per second. However, its writes at little over 1,800 megabits per second were a little disappointing. Has 16GB of 4800 MHz DDR5 RAM, which provides fast performance and enough space for heavier applications. The ASUS VivoBook S15 OLED is overall a good laptop. Its OLED display is exquisite, providing vivid colors and rich blacks. This is a well-rounded gadget with considerable power for the price, crushing our benchmarks, and a good assortment of connectors. However, the only drawback of this item is its uninspired look. Click on the video on your screen to check out laptops from Acer and compare the two competitors.